Hi and welcome to In the Front Row, all things reactions, reviews and interviews. My name's Jamie Lee and today I'll be doing a review of The Last of Us episode 4 titled Please Hold to My Hand. This episode opens with Joel and Ellie continuing on their road trip, and these opening scenes I thought were fantastic. We are looking through Ellie's eyes at things she has never seen before, and I thought it was so cool. It looked really great. So she sees a broken down, dismantled roller coaster. We go across this bridge where obviously there would be this beautiful lake before, but everything is overrun. Then we get to the town, and in the town there's cars, choppers, and she wanted to see a tank, and there was even a tank there. All of it was abandoned and it looked aged and it looked post-apocalyptic. It looked fantastic. There was a question that I have with the opening scene though, and I haven't played the game, so maybe if you have, this gets brought up and you can let me know in the comment section. I'm not too sure, but I'm so curious as to why they showed a shot of like a farm where there's cows and stuff. And I was like, how have the zombies not eaten animals? Is this a thing? Do they not eat animals? And secondly, the prepper side of my brain was like, how has nobody not loaded these onto like a trailer and taken them to wherever their group is or wherever their base is, so that they've got a food supply, so that they can breed these animals and have a food supply? Maybe that gets brought up in the game. I'd love to find out. Please let me know if, you know, the zombies don't eat animals. Obviously the animals don't go around eating flour, so, you know, they're not going to go and eat a biscuit or something like that to sort of get the parasite or the infection or whatever it is you want to call it, the cordyceps. They're not going to get that, but surely like the zombies would eat them regardless, or am I wrong there? I'm not too sure. Anyway, let me know in the comment section. The scenes with Joel and Ellie on the road were awesome. Their banter is really starting to feel super authentic. They're really opening up to each other and feeling comfortable. You can tell that Joel is an uncomfortable person. He doesn't want to open up and doesn't want to let people in, but he's starting to. When he was talking about siphoning fuel, when he had no idea what the actual process, he knew the process, but he didn't know like the scientificness behind it. Scientificness? Wow, I need some learning lessons too. Anyway, he didn't know enough to explain it through words, apparently, like I don't. Anyway, so those moments, they were really funny. And then also when Ellie found the porn magazine, that was really funny as well. That scene there, I just cracked up because it's relatable. You know, in parenting, you need to teach that stuff eventually, and it's uncomfortable when you do get there. It just felt really authentic, those moments, and I totally cracked up at Joel being uncomfortable by this.
Why are all these pages stuck together? I'm just fucking with you.
That was so funny. So Joel finds a safe spot for them to camp out for the night, and they camp out under the stars, which was also a beautiful scene. That whole time though, I was terrified because obviously Joel, like most of us, are expecting somebody to show up. You just think you're out there, it's completely silent, it's completely dark. Surely there's people that are going to raid you, and you're just on edge the whole time thinking, oh, what's going to happen? Something's going to happen. And it was really beautiful to hear him assure Ellie that everything's going to be fine. And then when the camera cuts to Joel, you can see that secretly he's terrified. You know, that's what you do as a parent. Even if you're terrified, you just have to fake it to make it. You know, you just have to say that everything's going to be fine, and you just have to pretend like everything's okay when secretly you're like shitting your pants, which clearly he was. Thankfully, nothing happened though, which was really great. I was really surprised, if I'm not going to lie. So they get back on the road and then they're attacked. So they get ambushed by this group. I think there was 4 or 5 of them. And it really hit me when Joel was shooting at them that Joel only has a sniper. I thought that in last week's episode, when we have this massive stash of weapons, that Joel would have raided the place a little bit better and got more weapons, and that was just done off screen. Like, it wasn't what we saw, but I just assumed that that's what happened. I don't know why I assumed that, because that didn't happen. Apparently he just goes around carrying this sniper, and I was just like, okay, well, that's disappointing, because you're not going to get too far with a sniper, and obviously they have to be far away. It's not a close ranged weapon. But anyway, he manages to get Ellie to a safe spot and takes out these guys, but there's one that surprises him, comes up from behind and surprises him and tries to choke him out, like tries to choke him to death. Thankfully, Ellie stole that gun from Bill's, which I thought Joel would have done as well, take some more guns. But anyway, thankfully Ellie did, and she comes and saves the day by shooting this kid in the back, thus saving Joel. And that was a really confronting moment, because it was upsetting to see how scared she was, but she knew that she had to do it, otherwise she wouldn't have her protector, and who knows what the hell would happen to her. And after that came beautiful moments as well. you know that this kid's got to die. But poor Ellie, like Joel doesn't want her to see it. He tries to make her not hear it, and he really doesn't want her to feel like she's the blame for this. So he tells her to go back so she can't see it, and then he just obviously knifes him in the head. And that was probably the most quiet way to take this kid out without Ellie hearing how impactful it was, I guess you could say, and without her thinking about it too much. But also, it was really beautiful seeing Ellie cry. Actually seeing her get emotional, get upset over something was really, really good, because she always puts on this brave, tough persona, I guess you could say. Like, maybe she is brave, maybe she is tough, maybe she is sarcastic, but she's still a kid, you know, and she still cares and she still has emotions like everyone. After that, Joel comforts her, or at least tries to, and those scenes were really beautiful. You can tell that he is not comfortable with the situation that he's in, but he's learning, you know. So it was really nice to see him try and care for her and be like, you can talk to me, but he literally couldn't even say that, because it's like, well, you can't talk to me because I'm so uncomfortable. But anyway, he was really trying to comfort her, and it was really, really nice. And she obviously felt comfortable because she opened up to him and told him that it wasn't the first time that she'd hurt somebody before. So we get a little bit of backstory, we get a little bit of trust. They're starting to trust each other and starting to become a little bit more comfortable with each other. So comfortable that Joel actually taught her how to use a gun, and is sort of allowing her to use a gun for protection now. So that was a really cool moment as well, because we know that she's wanted to do that ever since episode 1. Elsewhere, we cut to a different scene where there's a leader of this group. I don't really know what they're called, and I don't think they were called anything in the episode. Maybe I missed it, maybe I wasn't listening properly, not too sure. Anyway, the leader is questioning the doctor of this group at gunpoint, basically, and she's trying to find out the whereabouts of 2 people who are missing from their group. She gets interrupted when other members of the group show her the dead bodies of the people that Joel had just killed, and she blames the 2 people that are missing for all this mess. She says she wants them killed, and she goes back in and blatantly just kills the doctor because she believes that he's hiding the 2 people that are missing, or at least knows where they are. After she lets her frustrations out, she goes to the roof with a member of the group where these 2 people that are missing have been hiding out, and in the roof there's tins of empty food, and there's all these pictures of 2 boys that were superheroes. So I took from that it was a father and a son who's missing. They then look downstairs at the ground floor and are interrupted when something is breaking through the cement. Like, something is coming from underneath the ground and breaking the ground. It is big, it is powerful, and I'm scared to find out what it actually is, because yeah, it's literally moving concrete, so it's got to be pretty damn powerful. Of course, the leader wants to keep all that hush hush and not tell the rest of the group, so they just seal off that building and basically don't let anybody in there. Ellie and Joel camp out in one of the hotel rooms, and while they're sleeping, they are held hostage by, it looks like, a teenager and his brother. So obviously they are the 2 people missing from the group that we were just introduced to. So I am really excited to watch next week's episode, because I'm like, what did these kids do? I thought it was a father and a son, but it looks like 2 kids, let's just say, because he's a teenager. He looks like a teenager. So I'm like, what on earth did they do so wrong that this lady is willing to kill people over, and she's so dramatic over whatever they've done? What have they done? What have these 2 children done? I'm really curious to see, and just to learn a little bit more about their situation. I love that in this episode we got a real feel for the apocalypse, not just visually seeing everything abandoned and overrun and aged, but also feeling wise. Like, I felt terrified that, oh, what if a group comes and takes them while they're camping, or, you know, how are they going to get out of this group that's attacked them on the road? Is there a trap? Is there another group? You really got to feel the struggles of an apocalypse, and that's something that I think the show does really, really well. I also love the bonding moments between Joel and Ellie. There was a lot of humor in this, and they were really starting to warm up to each other with jokes and things, but even the fact that she hurt somebody to protect him, you know, they're really starting to care about each other, and him teaching her how to use the gun, they're really bonding. They're really creating that relationship, and watching it grow has been really, really nice. And I've got to say, I really loved seeing Joel smile at Ellie's jokes. Happy Joel is a refreshingly good Joel to watch. If I'm being honest though, I think the introduction to the group was a little bit weak. I don't even know the group's name for starters. Again, that could be because I wasn't listening properly. I'm not too sure, but I do not recall this group having a name. So firstly, I was like, well, who are these guys? Secondly, I just didn't find them that menacing. I know that the leader blatantly killed the doctor, which is kind of silly because in an apocalypse, you're probably going to need a doctor, but she just went and killed him because she didn't get her own way, basically, which I guess is a little bit scary, but I don't know. I just wanted like a really powerful impact, and I didn't really feel that from this group. To be honest with you, don't know a lot about them, and I know I should just be patient because obviously that's going to come in the next episode, but I'm just like, why is she being so dramatic about two people that are missing, and we find out that they're children? Two people that are missing, why is this such a big deal? Like, this group mustn't be very powerful or very strong or very resourceful. I don't know if they're worrying about two people that are missing. I'm just a little bit not sure about their introduction yet, but I know that that will all come in the next episode, and I'm very excited because thanks to the Super Bowl, the next episode comes you guys Friday and my Saturday, so I get to watch it a lot earlier than I normally would. So I'm really excited to see the next episode, to see what these kids, I'm going to call them kids, whatever, to see what these kids have done, to see why this leader of this group are so desperate to get these two people back. I'm really curious as to where the story is heading, and I've got many questions that I know will be answered, and I'm excited to watch get answered. But yeah, let me know what you guys thought of this episode, and if you're not already, please subscribe to my channel and then head on over to my Instagram and give me a follow over there as well, please. Okay, sweethearts, have a good day. Bye.